And we are back. Welcome to day 3 of the Women's World Cup. And I have to start with an apology to anyone who did watch yesterday's video. Yes, I did get the Philippines confused with Panama. But to be honest, considering all of the Nations League and Euro qualifiers and whatever I've done over the last few months, I'd say it's been pretty lucky I've not got a flag wrong up until this point. But I apologise for it. I will make sure it doesn't happen again. And with some quite difficult flags on show today, I'll make sure I get them right today. But it was another very entertaining set of matches that were on this morning. There's been a lot of missed penalties so far. This has really been the World Cup of missed penalties over the first couple of days. And some have proven very costly. None more so than Canada's missed penalty earlier today against Nigeria, meaning that game ended 0-0. But we do have 4 matches for you today, including the introduction of England's Lionesses as they look to get their World Cup campaign off to a fantastic start as they hope to back up their European win last year with the World Cup this year. So before we get into it, as always, if you are new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel and drop a like on this video if you have been enjoying these predictions so far. Let's get into today's action, and we kick off with the United States taking on Vietnam. Now, it'd be very easy for me to sit here and say that the USA are going to win this one nice and easily, but actually looking at recent form, I don't think it'll be as easy as people would expect, just because people don't really associate Vietnam with being particularly good. But you look at the world rankings, they're in the top, well, not in the top 30, they're in the 30s. So they're not going to be as much of a pushover as it may seem. Also, despite the fact that America are world number 1 at the moment, their recent form hasn't been very good. They have not been anywhere near as free scoring as you would expect. So I'm not going to sit here and say that there's going to be an upset tonight / tomorrow morning, but I think Vietnam might end up giving them a bit of a game. I'm still going to go 3-0 to America. Obviously, if they play at their absolute best, they could completely blitz them. But I think this is going to be an interesting one, but I think America will end up edging it in the end. The second game is Zambia taking on Japan. And again, you look at the side, you look at the world rankings, and you think that Japan would win this one relatively easily. But Zambia have been on a hell of a run of form recently. Just to even qualify for this World Cup is a massive achievement for them. But you look at some of the results they've had. They beat Germany last week in one of the World Cup warm-up games. They are a team that is well up for it. They're going to give this everything they've got. And I really do think they could spring a surprise this evening. But I'm just going to be a little bit safe at this point and go for 2-1 to Japan. This is very similar to how I didn't back Georgia in the Under-21 tournament until they got that initial win. But I think Zambia are more than capable of pulling off a shock tonight. And if they do, then best believe I'm going to take that into consideration going into future predictions. Then it is the arrival of the Lionesses. They are taking on Haiti in tomorrow morning's game. And I'm going to be brutally honest, this should be a mauling. We should absolutely batter Haiti. This should not be a contest at all. Again, looking at the form, Haiti are a team that have done okay recently, but England have been scoring goals for fun. We have such a talented array of attacking talent, and I just think this should be an absolute battering. I'm going to go for 6-0. I honestly could have gone for more. I think it could definitely be more. We've hit teams for 8, 9, and 10 in recent times, so hopefully we can see something like that today, which will be the perfect start to our campaign. And finally, we have Denmark taking on China. It is 13th in the world rankings against 14th in the world rankings. But again, you have to look at recent form. And in my opinion, you've got to go in favour of Denmark because they have just been a lot more consistent. They have been scoring more goals, but more importantly, they have been conceding a lot fewer goals. The defensive record in recent times has been immaculate, whereas China have been leaking goals and not particularly scoring that many the other way. So even though these teams are very, very close in the world rankings, I think Denmark are going to be very strong favourites going into this one. And that is going to be it for today's video. As always, let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. It's going to be another great night of women's football action. And of course, hopefully like me, you will all be getting up first thing tomorrow morning to watch England's opening game. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon with my predictions for day 4.